Welcome to the 2009 Edinburgh Treasure Quest! Here is your host, Jonathan Howells!
Good evening and welcome to the 2009 Edinburgh Treasure Quest highlight show on ETQ TV. Now, some of you may be unfamiliar with the ETQ and the format it takes, so let's jump straight in and give you a full overview. The 2009 Edinburgh Treasure Quest was an event that saw 5 teams of 2 or 3 people journeying from a starting point in Birmingham to a finish point in Edinburgh, performing tasks for points en route. 160 of these tasks were set by the Fat Controller, and these ranged from 1 to 6 points depending on perceived difficulty. Each team also supplied a further 10 tasks which were each worth 1 point if only one team performed them, but double if also performed by another team. Starting and finish times were set, and lateness imposed score penalties. The teams only found out what the tasks were on the day by receipt of the official 2009 ETQ pack, which also contained a number of other point-scoring brain teasers. An opportunity to gamble with their points through a game of roll the dice presented itself during the day. The winning team would be the one with the most points at the finish line. I know what you're thinking, what kind of maniacs could I have possibly got to involve themselves in this crazy exhibition of madness? Well, let's meet them.
Universally challenged. Victoria Williams and Alan Greenwood. Their vast general knowledge is one of the reasons that this team has been roundly recognised as favourites to win. And whilst some may have doubts about Vicky's sense of direction, early signs have been good. Her mantra of "the seatbelt goes around the front" has led to much increased confidence. She-Ra, He-Man and Battle Cat. Christy Howells, Tim Bott and Jill Turner. Willingness to do anything to win is definitely going to work in the favour of this team of 3. Some scepticism remains as to whether a team consisting of 3 captains will ultimately prove successful, but even so, these competitors have highly been touted as favourites to win the whole thing. Boris and the Kipper. Fran Ives and Andrew Bold. A laid-back and sharp-witted team from opposite ends of the Pennines, keen favourites to win the whole event, whose only risk of losing will surface if Fran decides that the most efficient way to organise point collection is with the use of a nifty little spreadsheet. A few hours of formatting, a macro or 2 and a couple of nested subqueries to determine quest points to distance ratios, and the only thing left to ponder is whether Andy minds driving at midnight. Loki and Bartleby's Last Crusade. Dan and Pete Bevan. A pair of road warriors, with thousands of miles under their belt and an intrinsic knowledge of the UK roads. If Pete can stay focused enough during the quest, which forms part of his month-long stag do, and can keep Dan from turning it into a firearms shopping trip, they will live up to the hype as favourites to win. Bomber County Bounty Hunters. Kat Delaney and Alex Bradshaw. Favourites to win the whole thing, with certainly no fear of taking the speedo of the car up to, let's say 70. The only risks for this team are if there are speed cameras which can distinguish the blur into a number plate reading. Now, as we said, this is the highlight show. The reason this is the highlight show is because there were an awful lot of very, very boring tasks. And trust me, you really do not want to see the You do want to see the photographs from it. What, of just all the road signs and the pictures of the back ends of cars and the number plates? Really? You sure? Alright, here's the shit photos. Oh, that was a class. Fluffy. Yeah, I remember that. Fluffy. Daz. There's Daz again. That was brilliant. Jazz Festival. Oh, look at that. Oh, road signs. Oh, Edinburgh. Birmingham, Wolverhampton, M6, TMP. Oh, TMP. Oh, look, there's more. Oh, more signs. Cath. Oh, the Cath one. That was brilliant. Was red car. Red car again. Some signs. In the interest of investigative journalism, we managed to grab the teams before they started the Treasure Quest this year and asked them a couple of questions on what they expected and how they were going to approach the 2009 ETQ. First question we asked them was, were they involved in this Treasure Quest just for the experience, or were they here to win?
I think the former, I'd say, for the experience. I never won anything, so I've got low expectations.
To win.
Win.
I'm with them.
Good question. Well, from my point of view, to be honest, we're coming along because I said it was my idea, the whole treasure hunt. It makes me look better as a best man. I said I've organised the whole thing. Admittedly, it was a bit weird for him not inviting any of his friends. And they're people I don't even know either. But we've managed to brush over that. And I'm a great best man because I've organised a whole stag to Edinburgh.
Fair enough.
What he said.
Yep.
We're not here to win. We're not here to lose.
What's the prize?
Win.
Both. Experience.
Experience. And you'd tell us off if we didn't.
What strategies do you have going in?
Just beat everybody else.
That's it.
That's the strategy, yeah.
Well,
Probably to win.
there's a Mazda 3 downstairs in the car park. We've let the tyres down on that. Thanks. We're hoping that that will see off that team. And from then on in, it's just going to be a bit of luck, really.
We were discussing team tactics in the car.
Yeah, sharing the driving and
Don't give them away.
plotting a vague route. I think other people might have thought of that one themselves. But yeah, until you know what the quest, the actual sort of tasks are, it's the strategy is quite tricky, isn't it? Really.
Planning. Serious planning. Before leaving.
That almost looks like news to Alex.
And sabotage. I've got a Stanley knife, so all the tyres are going to be slashed.
No rows.
No rows, definitely.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, okay, in retrospect, asking them for their strategies before actually showing them any of the quest points was actually a bit of a stupid and pointless question. That's fine. But we've got other questions, we've got better ones. Teams, who's the biggest threat to you going into this competition?
You, probably.
Biggest threat, that is.
The biggest threat to us winning is probably us.
Yeah, that's probably about it. Sums it up, really, doesn't it?
I don't know
Fran's
anyone.
probably the biggest threat to us winning.
Thanks very much.
Who do you feel is the biggest threat to you winning? Who do you think will win?
Who do you think will win?
I think we'll win.
I think Christy's going to win because she's so competitive.
Us.
I've no idea. I know we won't win. But it's,
Okay,
it's not the winning that counts, is it?
Defeatist attitude. Stops it.
Quick question now to Loki and Bartleby's Last Crusade. What's your opinion on sat-nav?
We don't have sat-nav. Personally, we think sat-nav's for girls.
We've got
Any
maps,
specific
sense of direction.
And no offence
Edinburgh's
to
north.
gays.
Any specific type of girls?
Who's Tim?
Young Dylan. Young giggly ones. We managed to get around perfectly well without sat-nav normally.
How's the Duke of Rutland?
The Duke of Rutland's good.
That was not.
Sorry. Just checking.
That was Paul signposting.
His wife was pleased to see us at that.
Oh, yeah.